Welcome to another pulse-pounding Free Trade is Fucking America Minute 3. What is MFNS? Well, those initials stand for Most Fucked Nation States. Okay, actually it's Most Favored Nation Status. According to Investopedia, which thankfully puts legalese into a language even a dunderhead like myself can read, Most Favored Nation Status, clause, is a level of status given to one country by another and enforced by the World Trade Organization. A country grants this clause to another nation if it is interested in increasing trade with that country. Countries achieving Most Favored Nation status are given specific trade advantages, such as reduced tariffs on imported goods. However, in many of those cases, if they're an emerging market, they do not have to reciprocate to a major market like the United States. Sounds pleasant enough. You scratch my taxes and I'll scratch yours. In theory, a beautiful dream. In practice, a bedwetter's nightmare. For the sake of cheap retail foreign goods, we are willing to screw our own labor and thus create a net loss economy. Question: if nobody has any money, won't we eventually be unable to afford any goods from any price range? See my next video and I'll explain the service economy pyramid scheme. The accepted and admitted drawback of favored nation status is the country must also grant the same to all members of the agreement or the WTO, which means that the United States has to let every country that's underneath it have an advantage automatically. Interesting factoid, Bill Clinton gave China favored nation status, which allowed them into the WTO. America's trade has been on a downward spiral ever since. Not that it wasn't before, but it's been far quicker since. This status means we cannot protect our country's industries from cheaper goods produced by other nations. It also allows for 41 of the top 50 trade partners of America to circumvent the use of tariff, or at least the word tariff, by imposing a 15 to 20% VAT tax, VAT, that's value added tax, on American goods. Dollar, euro, yen, they're all different names for currency, just as VAT and tariff are both names for taxes. Large corporations have the resources to move on the drop of a dime if there's an extra penny to be made. Some industries that can't compete go kaput. These are usually small to mid-range businesses, nudged out by multinationals who hire lobby firms to seduce politicians for trade deals geared to their advantage. Once an industry leaves a region or a country, in 96% of cases, they never return. Of that 96% of cases, in 3.6% of those cases, they're only talking about a country, not a region. So once it leaves your region, it's gone. Without tariffs, sometimes countries subsidize their domestic industries. This practice is known as dumping. Now they can export for incredibly cheap prices. This egregious practice puts small to mid-sized companies out of business in the trade partner's country. Once that happens, the country reduces the subsidy, prices rise, but now there's a monopoly. The WTO is supposed to referee that type of thing, but only seem to impose it on Israel. So if you're China, you laugh at the WTO, do what you want just like they have since 2003, and keep winning against America. For partaking of this video, and please comment how your conscience allows.